Announced 317. Relax, everybody. Relax. Finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. So, let me start with this. Current lightweight champion Islam Makhachev is going to move up to the welterweight division to face Jack Della Maddalena. What do we all love about Islam? If he had moved up to fight Bilal, he was a 5-1 favorite. Moving up to fight Jack, the odds makers have this fight at even. This guy is a beast. Islam is the fucking best. Jack, obviously, coming off fight of the night performance, beating Bilal, winning the title. He didn't take any major damage in that fight, so he's accepted the fight. Okay. I'll let you guys know when I pick a time and date, but this fight is definitely happening. All right. Now.
So apparently they're going to make Islam Makhachev vacate the title. And I think that, I mean, that's a good move. They made ILIA Topuria vacate the title. But what I'm seeing online a lot is a lot of people are saying that the UFC stripping Islam Makhachev of the title is, a decision that Islam Makhachev made in order to run away from ILIA, which I think is a freaking dumb take. I think it's a dumb take. We've been knowing for years that Islam Makhachev has been wanting to become a double champ. In order for him to become a double champ, obviously he has to go to welterweight, and he would have to fight for the title there. If the UFC is demanding that in order for him to fight for another title in a different weight class, for him to vacate the title, then that's what he's gonna do. I don't really necessarily say that that's running away from ILIA, because at any moment, Makhachev could just come back to lightweight and fight ILIA if ILIA becomes champ. Go ahead and watch the rest.
UFC 317 International Fight Week, June 28th from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. You all know ILIA Topuria, undefeated, 16-0, vacated his featherweight title. He knocked out Volk, Holloway, and now he's moving up to lightweight, and he will face former lightweight champion and number 2 ranked Charles Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title. Co-main event. Flyweight champion Pantoja will defend his belt against Kai Kara France.
Pantoja... Hold on. The Kai Kara France was the Pantoja fight. That fight has been moved around a lot. It's crazy that they're finally announcing it for UFC 317. That fight has been moved around so many times.
Hasn't lost a fight in 5 years. Kai Kara France, 3 of his last 4 wins have come in the very first round. Also on that card, Paulo Costa versus Kopylov, Dariush versus Moicano, and a lot of other great fights that I'll announce soon. Tickets for UFC 317 go on sale Friday. And don't forget to pick up your tickets for UFC X. All your favorite fighters are going to be there, and lots of other fun shit. Vacant. Yes, vacant. Yes. Vacant title. Yes. He's moving up. Some of you.
Yeah, vacant title, ladies and gentlemen. I want to make that very, very clear that Islam Makhachev is vacating the lightweight title. I don't really understand why that's a big surprise to a lot of people. Apparently, not that many people keep up with the UFC world, because that's something that's been a rumor for a long time, that in order for Islam Makhachev to move up a division, he would have to vacate. I mean, I don't understand why people are just saying that that's him running away from ILIA. I don't really think it is, but whatever.
You must have come in late. You missed the good shit.
Now, Dana White also gave us some news for UFC 319. Let's go ahead and watch this real quick.
We're returning to the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, August 16th for the first time in 6 years. In the main event, the middleweight champion, Dricus du Plessis, will defend his belt against Khamzat Chimaev. Dricus' last 4 wins have come over former champs Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya, and Robert Whittaker. He hasn't lost in 7 years. 20 of his 23 wins have come by finish, and now he faces the undefeated 16-0 Khamzat Chimaev. This is a badass fight, and the fight you've all been waiting for. UFC 319 is back at the United Center in Chicago on August 16th. And stay tuned for more information about tickets and other fights that are on the card.
So that's a really, really good fight. I really do think that Dricus du Plessis is gonna end up winning this one. I like Khamzat Chimaev. I think that he's a very strong fighter with very strong attributes, but it's just insane for anybody out there to think that Khamzat Chimaev, just because he has one really, really good win against Robert Whitaker, that means that he is gonna go ahead and beat Dricus du Plessis. I just don't see it. I think that Dricus has had the way more impressive resume, beating the way more impressive opponents in a more impressive fashion. And I think that Dricus du Plessis is gonna go into this matchup beating Khamzat Chimaev. I mean, as much as people don't like to hear it, I think that Dricus du Plessis, yes, he doesn't have the best technical ability. Like, if you guys want to see a picture perfect strike, you obviously don't go look at Dricus du Plessis. But I do think that Dricus du Plessis does have some really, really good coaching. I think that he is one of the fighters that has a brain between his head, that knows how to think in the freaking moment, that has really, really good on the fly decision making skills. And I think that because of that, he's going to be able to figure out Khamzat Chimaev, and I think that it's not going to be close. I really do think that if that fight is close, I think that Khamzat Chimaev probably wins 2 rounds, Dricus wins 3, and it goes to a decision. Besides that, I really do think that Dricus is going to go ahead and beat Khamzat Chimaev for UFC 319. All right, and then Dana White also gave us some updates, I guess if you want to call it that, for Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall, which I thought was supposed to be the big announcement for today. I thought that we were going to see Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall finally have a date. Apparently, we're still going to be waiting, but let's go ahead and listen to what Dana White had to say.
Tom Aspinall, I didn't read it. I told you guys already. We'll get Aspinall versus Jones done. Jon Jones versus the heavyweight fight will happen. Just relax. I'll announce that soon.
Yeah, soon is something that he's been saying over and over again. I really don't know what to believe anymore. Everybody's saying that Jon Jones isn't accepting a fight with Tom Aspinall because he isn't being met with the requirements that he demanded, which was getting a big ass paycheck. But in my honest opinion, I think that we still have hope. Some people are saying that Jon Jones is going to relinquish his title and go ahead and go in retirement mode. I honestly don't see it. From what I've been seeing online, I really do think that Jon Jones is just trying to troll everybody. Like, that's the vibe that I'm going with. From a narcissist to another narcissist, I understand Jon Jones. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously some big news for the months ahead, ladies and gentlemen, but I just want to say and point out very, very quickly that these past couple of weeks have been great for the MMA and UFC world. I think it all started whenever Volkanovski beat Diego Lopez. That just brought a lot of life back into the UFC. Prior to that, it kind of did felt like the UFC was heading towards like a mini recession, and we needed something to give that UFC world a push. And so many fans and so many people were happy when Alexander Volkanovski finally got his win back. Obviously, there's been some really good performances after that as well. JDM beating Belal Muhammad obviously is something that gave even the UFC world a little more life, and that's great to see. I definitely do feel it as somebody who's been making content for like 2.5 years now. Last year, it did feel like it was popping at the beginning of this year, going into, March, even April a little bit. It kind of did feel a little dead, if I'm just being honest. But past couple of weeks, things have been feeling amazing for the UFC world, and obviously us getting these big freaking news and a lot of fights to look forward to. I think that it's going to be great for the UFC, and they're going to be on the incline again. It's going to be really, really good. We're on the up and up. Everything's looking green, and I can't wait to hear it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, ladies and gentlemen. What fight are you guys most excited about? As always, it's a pleasure. Subscribe to the channel. Peace out and have a good one.